Viewers, welcome to our continuing coverage of the opinion poll that we have been projecting across 3 states now. We've just wrapped out of Punjab, and earlier in the evening, we focused on both Goa and Uttarakhand. Now we are going to look at, viewers, the crucible of Indian politics. I know it's a cliche, but it applies and proves itself time after time. We're talking about the state of Uttar Pradesh, which, viewers, is crucial to forming the government in 2024. It is for this reason alone, viewers, over and beyond any other, that this particular round of elections is being seen as the semi-final before the final in 2024. Now, viewers, how do things stand over the last few years in Uttar Pradesh? Look at your screens. The BJP had 15% of the vote in 2012. It leapt to 39%, formed a government with more than 300 seats out of 403. Viewers, with just 39.7% of the vote. Why? Because UP has traditionally seen a triangular contest. Some people would legitimize the Congress by saying, no, it's a quadrilateral, quadrangular contest. But the Congress has been a waning force, and you can see those numbers. In 10 years, it's really, its graph has come down. And nothing captures it better than the seat share of the Congress from 28 to 7. The BJP has grown from strength to strength. 47 zoomed up to 312. And over, viewers, the Lok Sabha elections, it has maintained this trajectory, this batting rate. In fact, many people believe that in the Lok Sabha elections, if you convert the Lok Sabha seats and project them onto an assembly map, the BJP is pretty much invincible in Uttar Pradesh. The Samajwadi Party, you saw, crashed. In 5 years, anti-incumbency, the backlash was extreme, from 224 to 47, the BSP 80 to 19. Both parties, very strong caste-based regional parties, displaced by the BJP, which has become really the rainbow coalition of Uttar Pradesh. Can it remain so? We will, of course, let you know. Our opinion survey today, viewers, has taken into account almost 25,000 respondents. So it's a massive survey, cutting across the length and breadth of the state, all the regions of the state. That's what it is. You can see Goa had about 6,000 respondents, Punjab almost 18,500, Uttarakhand 11,000, and Uttar Pradesh almost 25,000 respondents, conducted between December 31st and January 9th. All the normal caveats apply, but normalized random digit dialing on Kati is a very well tried out survey methodology, and this survey is predicated on that. So please look at the fine print, viewers, at the bottom of your screens. This is a very credible exercise. Now let's just quickly give you an overview of the map of Uttar Pradesh, the various regions in Uttar Pradesh that are going to really play a role. Awadh, 98 seats there, a big region, the beating heart of Uttar Pradesh. Lucknow, Ayodhya, Etawah, Mainpuri, Araria, Kanpur, Raebareli, Amethi. As I said, very politically significant, 98 out of 403 seats. Brahmins are influential bloc in Awadh, this particular region. Yadav and Kurmis also prominent voters. 1/4 of the population is of upper caste. So the BJP fancies its chances here. Let's look at Bundelkhand, viewers. Total seats, 19 out of 403, considered to be a strong region for the BJP. Muslim population here around 7%, much below the state average of 19.5%. Dalit population around 27-32, out of which it's the Ati Mahadalits, which are of importance, because those are the ones that have formed the backbone of the BJP support base. Let's look at Western Uttar Pradesh. Very crucial this time. Many people think that the election really will be decided about what happens in Western Uttar Pradesh and Eastern Uttar Pradesh, but Western holds the key. Here the BJP is hoping to not lose ground. This is where the full impact of the farmer agitation is going to be felt. This is an area, Bhagpat, Muzaffarnagar, Saharanpur, Meerut, Bijnor, Kairana, Ghaziabad, Noida, where polarization traditionally has helped the BJP pick up seats. But this time, there's been, according to certain experts, a fragmentation of the Hindu vote because the Jat is upset with the BJP for passing the 3 farm laws. 18% of the population, Jats, in Western Uttar Pradesh. If the BJP can win them back, they're home safe and dry. That could be the difference between 300 plus and 240. So viewers, this is a very crucial area. 97 out of 403, almost a third of the fourth of the seats coming from here. Central UP, as I said, Banda, Barabanki, Chitrakoot, Itawa, Farrukhabad. Again, area with a lot of Muslim population, an important area. 35 seats. The BJP has been doing very well in this area because of polarization, the vote splits, and the BJP does fantastically well in this area. Varanasi, the Prime Minister, his own constituency, parliamentary constituency, Purvanchal, that is, we are talking about 102 seats, the most electorally significant, dominant. Let's look at that. 102 seats coming out from Purvanchal. Varanasi, Azamgarh, Ambedkar Nagar, Gorakhpur, the seat of Yogi Adityanath, the incumbent chief minister's power base. Mau, Balia, Kushinagar, BJP likely to highlight the inauguration of its Kashi Vishwanath corridor and expressway. It's also an area where we are being told that the BJP expects a sweep. It did very well last election here. That's what broke the Samajwadi Party's back. The Samajwadi Party is not insignificant in this area, so we'll be looking to pull one over. Rohilkhand, total seats 52, home to constituencies as high profile as Bareilly, Moradabad, Rampur and Pilibhit. Muslims have a large presence in this region. Can they play a role? Remember the AIMM, All India Majlis-e-Ittihad, is from there. OAC camping in this area. Samajwadi Party hoping also that it gets its traditional Muslim Yadav votes. Could be one of those areas that throws up a surprise. Now, viewers, I've set this up for you. Let's look at some of the questions that we posed to our 25,000 respondents. Which is the most favored party of UP Muslims? The UP Muslim vote, around 19-20%, has become an issue of massive speculation and contention. Yogi has made a very, very polarizing statement saying this is a contest of 80% versus 20%. And you know why he's saying it. As I told you, he has his eyes on Western UP. He doesn't want the Hindu vote fragmented. He doesn't want the Jats to vote alongside the Muslims and perhaps the Dalits and upset the BJP's calculations. As I said, Western UP holds the key, so he's making this about Hindus and Muslims as much as possible. Here, viewers, in that particular answer, you saw the AIM and SP in stiff competition for the Muslim vote. SP is supposed to get almost 50% of it, the MIM 20%. If that stays, well, problems for the BJP in the sense that the Samajwadi Party or the MIM will not be cutting the Samajwadi Party's votes, which is what the BJP will want. Let's move on. Will farmers' protest impact the elections? Well, viewers, there it is. The biggest known unknown in Uttar Pradesh on your screens. Yes, 41%, no, 43%. There's nothing in it. There's nothing in it. The farmer vote is the X factor in Uttar Pradesh by far and by large. Is the Yogi Adityanath government anti-farmer? Yes, say 42%. No, say 46%. Residual resentment against the BJP is visible. Everyone said they've quickly repealed the farm laws to give them that breathing space. Right now, the resentment is still high. Did Lakhimpur Kheri queer the equation, ruin a good case for the BJP? Those are fundamental questions. I just want to open this up first. Let's open this up. Let's set the ground rules. Let's get a few responses. I want to begin with the BJP's national spokesperson, Member of Parliament, Mr. GVL Narasimha Rao, pollster in his own right. We met and we talked just 2 days back. GVL Saab, and I want to ask you this question. Are you today polarizing? Is Mr. Yogi making this 80-40, 80-20 comparison because you know that you are losing a chunk of your Hindu vote in Western Uttar Pradesh? You are just being transactional, and you are being mean by being transactional. You're being provocative by being transactional. You're tearing up the secular handbook by being transactional. Is it a price worth paying, sir? Simple question, straight, hard question to you.
No, Rahul, people of Uttar Pradesh have experienced 5 years of Yogi Ji's governance in Uttar Pradesh and 7 years of Modi Ji's governance in the country. Can they even cite one instance where there has been any discrimination in any program of either the Yogi Ji's government or Modi Ji's government? Any discrimination on the basis of religion? I can cite dozens of such cases in the Samajwadi Party rule that ruled Uttar Pradesh 5 years before Yogi Ji became CM. And the UPA for 10 years in Delhi. They are replete with several such cases where they only had one minority vote bank in mind. I think you have to look at BJP and our performance in deeds.
No, so let me ask
not
you,
just
since
in
you
words.
have said one
I think
instance of discrimination.
One
instance of discrimination. So I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. When Yogi Adityanath says this is a fight of 80% versus 20%, it means he's discounting the 20%. He's not their chief minister. Would it not be a fair assumption to make? Is that not discrimination? Simple question. And that question is being asked by a lot of people, sir.
No.
Today?
No, not at all. Not at all. I think you see, so-called secular parties who have relied on MY combinations. We have been discussing in newsrooms about the great MY combination. Did anyone ever question why should we be talking about this kind of vote bank considerations? Why should we be even analyzing this particular factor? I think grabbing minority votes or consolidating Muslim vote was considered a very positive or a very desirable political strategy. But to really highlight this kind of division, the dichotomy, is unfashionable. He is clearly saying, I think what is intended is that there has been an attempt to polarize the 20% against BJP very unfairly by targeting the BJP.
Okay, so the 20% are being poisoned. Fear-mongering is going on. Ram Pratap Singh, this is the counter. You have poisoned the mind of the 20% without any basis. And today, that is why Yogi Adityanath is saying this is becoming a contest between communities when it shouldn't be, when all we are interested is in Vikas and Vishwas. You are the ones who pioneered what was known as a communal social engineering product, marrying the Muslims with Yadavs, saying that no one else matters to us. Only MY matters. In fact, that is why many people started calling then Supremo of the Samajwadi Party, Maulana Mulayam. You talked about shooting car sevaks. You are the original culprits. You sparked riots. You wanted to release only Muslim accused after Muzaffarnagar. Why? Why, sir?
Thank you, Rahul. Are you done with all the accusations or still some more to come?
No, that's what the BJP lined up for you.
No, I think that's what you're saying.
It's eloquently
anyway,
put by
let me come back.
I'm a good. I'm like.
Yes, you are.
I'm like, sir, a cab service. I agglomerate all the
very
accusations.
Very good at it. Thank you so much.
I'm like Ola. I brought you all the accusations, sir, in one basket and projected, so you can answer. No wastage of time.
Yeah.
Doorstep delivery.
So, thank you, and thank you for that. And now I get back to your questions, which you have delivered. So. Today, when the BJP and their spokesperson and their chief minister are trying to polarize the environment in the state before the elections because they have lost the plot.
How do you say it, sir? How do you say it?
Yeah, so allow me to
You are talking about releasing ether as a perfume.
Listen
they are saying this is representative of stench of communalism.
Who's saying that?
The BJP has said it on so many occasions, sir. You heard them.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
Want me to now?
No, so then, will you allow me to speak and say, or if you can just want to deliver their messages, I'll keep receiving them.
No, sir, I'll only ask you a simple question and you can respond at length. See, look, I know the shoe pinches on the other foot. So let me ask you, do you support Mr. Tiket? Yes or no? Do you support him?
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. Do you know what Mr. Tiket has said about Muslims? Especially Jat Muslims?
When?
Should I repeat those words?
When?
You don't know?
When?
A case is pending against him, sir.
Which year? I want to know which year.
You don't know? 8 years, 9 years back? Should I? Okay.
Right.
You know what?
So similarly,
since your memory doesn't go that far back in time, I'll bring you up the quote.
And through you, the BJP, that there was 20 odd cases pending against the current chief minister.
No, you support a man who has a case of hate speech against him.
So they support a man who is now the chief minister, and he dropped 20 cases against himself when he became the chief minister, and they support the man.
Are you taking in Mr. Imran Masood into your party? Yes, no?
I think he's joining in today.
So what did Mr. Imran Masood say in his great eloquent style about Hindus? And what does he say about Mr. Modi?
Is this BJP asking or you
No,
are
I'm asking you this question, sir. I don't need to have the BJP to ask. We know what Mr. Imran Masood has said.
So you have to decide your role, whether you are
or you are... I asked the BJP the straight question, sir. A hard question. They didn't say you're speaking on behalf of the Samajwadi Party. Come on. Be a sport. Answer the question. Don't attack the anchor.
But you give me...
I asked him. I said, your chief minister is being communal. He didn't sit there and say that you're asking Samajwadi Party questions. That Rahul Gandhi is sitting in your ear and has given you a little push from the back.
Give me exactly 1 minute, Rahul.
Come on, sir. Answer the question.
Uninterrupted 60 seconds.
Take 2 minutes. But don't attack me.
No, I'm not attacking you. Why would I do that if it's your show? So simple in today's context, when we talk about this M and Y and all that, our leader has made it clear. M stands for Mahila and Y stands for youth. And that's what we are going to the public at large in UP and raising their issues. And in the last 4.5 years of governance in UP, you look at the issues, the unemployment, the joblessness, how the numbers have gone up, and youth are really distressed. And so are the women, and especially the women from the Dalit communities. What has happened in Hathras and how the perpetrators of crime in Unnao were being protected. And then you come to what happened in Lakhimpur, where the farmers were blatantly bulldozed by a jeep being managed by the Home Minister's, State Minister for State at Home, his son. And what is BJP trying to project and protect here? These are the issues which we are going to raise. And the farmers of this state, the women, the youth, they are going to vote the BJP out in the coming elections. You wait and watch. Mark my words.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Let's open this up. So Samajwadi Party has forgotten conveniently what the Tiket brothers had done in 2011. As I said, viewers, 10 years ago. What did they do? And let me quote back to them their favorite publication. A publication they read from morning till evening. Let me read back. They say, and let me read it. And this is very important, viewers. This is about a leader called Mr. Jola, who represents one of the farm bodies. And he says, viewers, when he met the Tikets at the Muzaffarnagar Mahapanchayat on January 29th this year, Jola told them that they had made 2 mistakes. 1, you helped defeat Ajit Singh. He told them, referring to the RLD leader. And 2, you killed Muslims. This is Jola telling Tiket, who is supported by the Samajwadi Party today. I rest my case. There are cases against these individuals. Why? The Tiket brothers had addressed a Jat Mahapanchayat that stoked violence in Muzaffarnagar, led to the death of 62 people, mostly Muslims. This is a publication that the Congress leadership reads and swears by, the News Laundry. This is what it is. The News Laundry is what they read all the time. This is what they say. I'm not even putting out Times Now or any other publication. It's the News Laundry. Let me bring in Dr. Anand Ranganathan. The fight here is between 2 antagonists, the Samajwadi Party and the BJP. There is the whiff of communalism in the air. Who do you believe today is carrying the banner for this divisive politics?
To answer very truthfully, I think Indian politics itself, I'm profoundly amused, Rahul, whenever people accuse the BJP of playing the communal card. I mean, here we have every party playing the communal card. Here we have religion seeped in us. Here we have holy books that we repeat multiple times a day that start with accusing each other of being worse creatures. I mean, what is more communal and hate-filled than that? So, you know, it is ridiculous to accuse just BJP of playing the communal card. We are seeped in polarized culture because of religion. So let's accept that. Number two, to come back to the thrust of your thesis, Rahul, first of all, I hope those 40% of your respondents who said that the BJP is anti-farmer are like me, who believe BJP is anti-farmer because it repealed the 3 laws. It wasn't anti-farmer because it wanted to bring in those farm laws, because every political party wanted to improve the lot of the farmers and farming and bringing those laws. Just when BJP brought it, they all turned against it. So I hope, as I believe, BJP is anti-farmer because it has repealed those farm laws which would have been so beneficial for our farmers and would have turned the economy of this country around. And right now we've actually taken, I don't know, not just one step back, but maybe hundreds of steps back. Coming back to this particular situation, it looks to me that your opinion poll on, at least on UP, is going to hold very true. BJP is going to sail through with simple majority. And if it does, it is going to beat incumbency. It would actually do at the back of unprecedented central support, central schemes, as well as what Yogi achieved in the last 5 years. I mean, I'm not going to rattle out the numbers for Ayushman Bharat or Ujjwala or the toilets that have been made that have resulted in the benefit of 53,000 rupees per household. I'm not going to talk about the tap water connections. There are so many central schemes. But let me just focus right now on comparing 2017 when Yogi came in to what the situation is now. And let me give you 2 parameters in detail, just a minute. And I will ask my esteemed colleague, the SP spokesperson, 3 parameters that I would compare to his SP Raj. So, I mean, there is, if you talk of, for example, development in terms of infrastructure. Now, you know, in the last 15 years, Rahul, the Samajwadi Party and the BSP governments combined 470 kilometers of expressway were built. In the last 5 years of Yogi government, 650 kilometers of expressway have been built and delivered. Within 3 years, UP will have an expressway network spanning 1700 kilometers. You know the total expressway network span in India? 1800 kilometers. Point number 2. This is about the law and order situation. There is no doubt that it has improved under Yogi compared to under Akhilesh, and I'm talking NCRB parameters. You look at, for example, dacoity, the cases have been halved. You look at the Yogi government that has so far seized and demolished 1100 crores worth of properties held by mafias and criminals. 10,000 criminals with bounties on their heads are in jail. 36,990 criminals have been arrested under the Gangster Act, while 523 accused have been booked under NSS. So many other things. Reduction in 45% in rape cases from 3419 in 2016 to 2317 in 2019.
What's the question?
But now let me ask just 3 very vital comparisons, and I'll leave it. I ask the questions, and if you permit me 20 seconds, I will leave it to the SP spokesperson to answer them.
Okay.
The number 1 question is this. And I'm talking about the data 5 years ago, comparing it down. Number A, UP GDP per capita in 2017 was 47,000. What is it now, sir? Number B, 32% of UP women had studied 10 years or more in school. What is the percentage now, sir? And number 3, UP infant mortality rate was 63.5 in 2017. What is it now? Just answer these 3 questions if you feel UP has regressed. Pointed questions to you, sir.
Yes, sir. Can I come in, Mr. Ranganathan?
Yeah, please.
Rahul,
respond.
can I come in?
Respond, sir.
Thank you. I'm very happy that some very high quality debate is happening finally. So to answer the first thing, when he talked about roads and infrastructure, I would like to correct him that 341 kilometer of expressway has been delivered by Yogi Adityanath government, which is the Purvanchal Expressway. The other figure that you add up to make it 650 is the Bundelkhand Expressway, which is only about 30% complete. So it has not been completed. It will be completed in 2 years' time. So there you stand corrected. Now I come to your law and order question. Law and order, again, quoting from NCRB data, And our chief minister went on record to say that there used to be riots in the Samajwadi government, and there have been no riots since 2017. Well, NCRB data states the number of riots has actually gone up by about 25 to 30% between the same corresponding period that we are talking about. Then same NCRB data I will quote here, that the heinous crimes against women, children and Dalit has actually gone up in the phase of BJP rule. And then there have been such cases which have grabbed national eyeballs in terms of what happened to the Dalit women in Hathras. Before that, the Sengar case,
Sir,
and now the Lakhimpur Kheri case. These are blatant cases.
Okay.
So just allow me to
Dr.
complete
Ranganathan wants to
and
respond
answer.
to you. Fair enough. Quick response, and then I want to open up more numbers on the screens. More talking points, more numbers. Yes.
And
yes,
and I would
thank
just
you very much, sir.
answer one
And
more
I
thing,
really appreciate.
because Mr. Ranganathan talked
I really
about
appreciate
GDP
your frank
and
answers. I
economy
really do.
of the state. I would
Now
like
listen
to
to
point
him.
out.
Listen to him now.
Just let me complete, and then just 30 seconds. So when he talked about GDP and the economy of the state, let me tell you, UP is an MSME state with 94% of the employment and the revenue coming from the MSME sector.
Okay.
And post demonetization, post GST, post pandemic.
Okay, numbers will be up. Okay, fair enough. You listed them. It's a laundry list. Fine. Let's quickly, Dr. Ranganathan, I want to open up more numbers. Yes.
Yes, very quickly. Number one, I can quote to you the NCRB data. The number of riots have come down from 8,018 in 2016 to 5,714 now. So I'm quoting NCRB. But, sir, I must tell you, even though you've been very frank.
Wow. And we
yes. Do you know in India there are 53,000 communal riots every year? Do you know that?
Wonderful. Wonderful. I'm proud to be an Indian.
Okay, gentlemen, one second. One second. Let's open out more numbers. Let's go region by region. Yeah, okay. Dr. Ranganathan, make your answer. Make your answer quickly. I've got 30 seconds. I need to go to the numbers. We are falling back in this show. Yes, please.
I'm so sorry. I had asked 3 questions.
Yeah.
None of them were answered by the respectful SP spokesperson.
Okay, the 3 questions were GDP in 2017, GDP now, per capita.
Correct. Yes.
The mortality, infant mortality, and the number of educated girls. Okay, fair enough.
Absolutely.
Not answered. I noted that. He picked up his own facts and hit you back. We can keep cherry picking the facts, viewers. Let's open this up. Let's look at some other regions now. I want to begin with Western Uttar Pradesh. Let's open that. The number of seats there in Western UP, 97, viewers. Very important place. BJP 56, 59, Samajwadi 36, 39. Out of a total of 97 viewers, the BJP is in the lead in Western Uttar Pradesh. The Samajwadi Party is about 20 seats, give or take, behind. Smita Prakash, are you surprised by these numbers? Samajwadi Party holding, the BJP, BSP decimating.
Yes, I am.
BJP SP, yes. Yeah. Yes, surprised. Why?
Yes, I am surprised, Rahul, because, I mean, just till a few months back, when, the farmers' agitation was at its peak, the view was that the impact of the agitation would be tremendous on the BJP and it would lose out a lot. But obviously, repealing of that has not just had a good impact in Punjab, where peace has returned, but also in Western Uttar Pradesh, the BJP seems to be doing well. And, the Jats who were supposed to do very well because, the Jat vote going with the Samajwadi Party this time. And it seems like they are not going to be doing all that well as expected 2 months ago. So the BJP had won if you remember, in 2019 Lok Sabha elections, it was the BJP that won 62 Lok Sabha seats. It defeated the SP, BSP, RLD alliance, and the RLD, Western Uttar Pradesh, that we're talking about. Now this time it's going to be the BJP and minor allies versus SP and major allies.
Okay.
And the Western UP votes, it's been influential. But after the farmer agitation, the Jats were considered to be more powerful than they already were. They were a worry for the BJP, but it's possible that the BJP vote share might fall But that Jat Muslim Bhaichara, that was in 2013, that fell because of the Muzaffarnagar riots.
Yes.
That fell. And the SP was trying to bring about that with the farmers' agitation and the Muslims put together, the Muslim Yadav combination. They were trying to work on that.
Okay.
But obviously, there seems to be trouble in that. Akhilesh will try to solidify his performance in Western Uttar Pradesh and hoping that the farmers' pivot works towards him and his alliance helps. But Akhilesh will have to do more than just that. I think he has peaked earlier than was expected.
Has he peaked earlier, or have the Jats gone back?
Very quickly, Rahul,
yes.
Rahul, your data is showing a higher 1% vote share for the SP, but the seats you are giving more to the BJP.
Yeah, conversion is a problem. Conversion is a problem.
Conversion, okay. So you've just converted more, even though SPs, now first of all, Yadavs don't live in this part. This is actually an area where BSP used to be very strong. They could cut some votes here. Let's understand this. The others moved towards another part of UP. This is where the farm agitation. I still believe the BJP has strong support among Lodhs and other backward castes. But here we have to explore this. Legitimately, you are showing a larger vote share for the SP plus. So how are we presuming that the BJP plus gets more seats? It's a legitimate question. I think all the panelists, whichever way we are, must get an answer to this. I would like to know. You are certainly showing...
Well, you know that vote share is a factor of the concentration of votes. There are possibly some constituencies where the Samajwadi Party has overwhelming support. In other constituencies where it might be losing quite badly. The BJP might actually be doing quite well. So it can actually happen. Mathematically, it's possible.
This is a BSP area.
You might have...
BSP would be the second largest party.
Well, maybe
the SP would move.
You see, we saw this in 2019. No, 1 second. Sabha Naqvi, this is very important.
They are losing, obviously.
No, it's very important.
No,
you see, it could be possible that the BSP vote has fragmented and it has not gone en bloc to what they believe could be a winning combination. They may not think that the Samajwadi Party, and that didn't happen also in 2019, if you remember. The chemistry was out. It could be that the vote has gone and made that decisive change in a couple of more seats. It's not by much. It's about 10, 12 seats here and there, where in Western UP there is a difference. And who knows how this alliance is going to shape up in the next few weeks. Obviously, this is a rolling average, and we will be coming back to this particular election. Yes,
the BSP had 400. They contested 403.
That's true. We are talking about this region.
Rahul, BSP contested 403 seats last time and won just 19.
Yes.
And where are you seeing Mayawati this time? She's not contesting at all.
That is true.
So not only is her seat going to dwindle,
but don't
even
forget,
the vote share is dwindling, and everybody, it's up for grabs for everybody, whether the Samajwadi Party or the BJP.
Yeah, don't forget, look at the others column. That's at 5%. The Congress is only at 4%. So someone is eating away even at the Congress vote then. That is because of the RLD. The RLD is mopping up some votes.
Isn't RLD with SP? RLD is not with SP+.
It's SP+. It's SP+. That's what I'm saying. Pay attention to what I'm saying. There is obviously the others could be the AIMM, as I'm saying. And then, of course, you have the Samajwadi Party and the RLD combined. Now, there's going to be a seat adjustment. And this particular poll is factored in where the RLD is going to be contesting from. So it's quite possible that the RLD has done better in this particular equation, and that's the reason why, and since it's not spread out across all of Western Uttar Pradesh, you might have for the SP alliance fewer seats. It's quite possible. We'll have to see, of course, the minutiae of the data, which we can do tomorrow. But overall, this is the scene in Western UP, viewers. At this rate, the BJP will not feel too bad. Narasimha Rao, GVL Narasimha Rao, a quick response on Western UP and our panelists and their doubts. Quick response, sir. You're a cephalogist by training also. Yes.
No. Yes, Rahul, I think there are a number of occasions where you've seen how a party with a higher vote share ends up with fewer seats. That happened in Goa also in the last assembly elections. It happens on a number of occasions in states like Madhya Pradesh, where contest is very close. Even a party with a higher vote share, as you seem to show in the case of SP in Western UP, like you rightly pointed out, you see parties like Samajwadi Party, BSP, they rely on they end up doing well on certain seats where the caste combination favors them. Okay. And as a result, they win some seats with high margins and they lose many other seats. But coming to this particular election, I have a few observations to make, Rahul. I have seen UP elections very closely for 3 decades. And I can tell you, elections in Uttar Pradesh, if you look at them through the same prism that you have seen until 2017, you will be completely shocked. I'm telling you, people, to put everything into a caste box and then keep counting which caste is in which party, and then therefore they say this party is likely to get n number of votes, will completely fail you in making any predictions. Because governance and development, certainly in a state like Uttar Pradesh, which is highly caste ridden, I think development has become a caste unifier.
Okay.
And certainly, because without that, you could not have won 2019 Lok Sabha polls.
Okay,
in Uttar Pradesh.
we'll be putting that to test. We'll be putting that to test. Let me assure you, we'll be putting that to test in the next few moments. But viewers, I just want to go to another big question. Will the BJP benefit from issues such as Ayodhya, Kashi? There is talk of now Mathura being thrown into the equation. Let's have a look. Yes, 57.84% respondents believe that playing the Hindu card aggressively allows the BJP, and that the Hindu card might actually cancel out the effects of the Kisan agitation, the fraction that has taken place in the Jat vote. And that's the reason why this talk of Yogi Adityanath contesting from Mathura. We're going to try and get answers on that in just a few moments when a minister from the UP government is going to join us very shortly. But that's one. Now I want to go to some more regions, viewers. Let's look at Awadh region. Awadh is a very important region, as I told you, viewers. It's a region that has 98 seats. It is a region which is in the heart of Uttar Pradesh. Ayodhya, Lucknow, Etawah, Mainpuri, these are areas where the Samajwadi Party is also strong. And again here, the BJP is ahead, 56, 64. You take the median of that, that's around 60 seats. And the SP will get about 32 there, 31, 33. That's it. The BSP, Congress, again, not in the equation. There's another's one. That is the vote share. Let's have a quick look at the vote share. Very importantly, here again, 39%, 32%. BSP, Congress, 8 and 12. 8 for the Congress and 12 for the BSP. Out of the equation, viewers, it's now becoming a very clear fight between two political outfits. Who would have imagined? For about 25 years, Uttar Pradesh was this quadrangular fight. If nothing else, today it's coming down to just 2 parties. That's how the chips are falling. And already out of 195 that we projected, 112 to 123 are with the BJP, the SP at 67, 72, BSP 35, Congress 46, pretty much out of the equation here, these two. It's just the Samajwadi Party and it is the BJP. And that's why you only hear the 2 of them. And that's also one of the reasons why the Samajwadi Party had the most to say when the Election Commission said, we're going to go digital. Now let's look at Bundelkhand. Very, very important region, Bundelkhand. 19 seats here. Here, Muslim population only at about 7%, and that's why you see the BJP doing very, very well. A lot of development projects have been very quickly set up there over the last 5 years. And this is also an area where the Dalit population is around 27 to 32%. The BSP not in the race. Let's look at the vote share. And that'll tell you how the BJP has today become the party of the extreme backward castes in the state. And they will say that this is because of the Prime Minister's concentration on the poorest of the poor, the most disenfranchised. And 32%. 40 and 32% is the difference. BSP has 13% of the vote. Some are still, out of a sense of loyalty, voting it, might get 1 seat. Let's look at Ruhelkhand. Ruhelkhand, again, an important area of Uttar Pradesh. And I must stress that this is one area, viewers, where there has been, again, a focus by the BJP in trying to shore up, once again, a large number of the Rohilla vote there. It's an important component. And let's look at the numbers. 31, 36, half the Samajwadi Party, and the BSP 1 or 2, the Congress 1, 1. And just look at the top line number now. Let's add them all up. and let's project the top line number. Vote share and Rohilkhand. Let's have a look. 42-32, 10%. The gap, BSP hanging on. Now, what the SP would want is for this BSP vote to transfer to it completely. That's really what in these two regions the SP would want. That may not happen. Mayawati might end up as the biggest spoiler, and also, of course, the MIM. We'll have to look at that, of course, from another. Okay, now viewers, let's look at the numbers. Let's look at the top line. What is it all adding up to? Nizam bhai, let's put out the overall top line. Okay, they're adding up. It's going too quickly for them. My team is having a problem keeping pace. Let me quickly get a quick reaction. Shekhar Iyer, at this point, what do you make of the projections? Ishkaran Bhandari right after.
Well, Rahul, I think your figures largely reflect the kind of ground situation. And I think in all these factors that we have discussed today, there is a very important factor I would call the labhartis, the beneficiaries of various schemes. They are themselves a constituency, and that is spread across the state. Because I haven't heard, notwithstanding what we call polarizing debates, I haven't heard any specific instances where a developmental scheme has been denied in a minority-dominated area, or a water supply scheme has not happened because Muslims live in those villages, or other schemes which the Yogi government has been implementing has left out somebody on the religious ground. That complaint is not coming. Therefore, I will not be surprised. In many places, the Muslims themselves will vote for BJP, and there may be a positive vote for Yogi, notwithstanding the agarbatti feel that one gets by all those statements that are made by many people. So therefore, what we are seeing is region after region, well, is putting up a very good fight. It does represent all those who do not want to see the BJP government back, but that is not the entire UP is feeling that way. That's very important. You're going to do exceedingly well, but not enough to dislodge BJP. That's coming quite clear at this stage, though there are more than 2-3 weeks left before the full campaign is in force. Rahul.
Karan Bhandari, your takeaways at this moment.
Yes. Rahul, UP, it was a country, is the 5th most populous country in the world. And I remember the words of Prime Minister Harold Macmillan. Somebody once asked in politics, he said, events, my dear boy, events. We had 2 events in 2019. One was COVID. Nobody in the world saw it. We had another big event, the farm protest. Yet BJP is winning. The reason which comes out why BJP is winning, I would add one more event. 2019, could anybody have imagined Mayawati and Akhilesh come together and lose badly? That was unpredictable in 15, 16, 17, 18. That shows how fundamentally the politics has changed in UP, which people after 2019 also are not realizing. There are those who want to smell oppression all the time. Even they cannot say any region, whether it is of Muslims or of the poorest, where a scheme has not reached. And it has reached in certain villages dominated by so-called upper caste. No stories of that have come out because the schemes have reached everybody uniformly. That is why even when Akhilesh and Mayawati together lost. That is why even though farm protests occurred in western UP, you see BJP still getting more seats than a very formidable combination. And I will just add one point of caste there. Usually there, Mayawati and the Jat vote have been at loggerheads. If it becomes a bipolar election, do you think those Dalits who have never voted along with Jats, they would go to Samajwadi? I don't think so. They feel Mayawati is losing out. BJP for 4 years, along with the Sangh Parivar, is reaching to every Dalit family there. They, I predict, will shift to BJP. That is something people are not factoring in. There are caste combinations who will not go together. Jats and Dalits have never gone together. Jats and Muslims, we are still hoping, or at least the Samajwadi is hoping that 2013 is forgotten. So if Jats are not fully with them, yet the Dalits polarize towards BJP as the anti-bloc, you will have a sweeping BJP victory even in western UP. This is, people are not understanding those factors, is what I think.
Okay, very interesting. It's interesting, viewers. Everyone has an opinion on Uttar Pradesh. It's like the Indian cricket team. Everyone has an opinion on what captain, what one-down batsman, what bowler should be picked, how it should go. But it just tells you how engaged we are with our polity. And I want to quickly pull out one more question. What are the issues in this Uttar Pradesh elections that people are actually considering when they're pressing that button? And square and central, it's employment and law and order. Caste, religion are down there. Development, 19.6%. Increasingly, viewers, it's not about voting your caste. It's about casting your vote to make a change to your life. That's what the Congress has not understood. Sanjay Jha, they have no issues to speak on. They have no record to prove to the people. The Congress is out of the equation. The BSP suffering the same problem, not having a narrative, not having done well enough to inspire confidence when they were in power. Not doing well where they have MPs or representation. This is the real issue. This is the real issue, Sanjay Jha. We can talk about, the Dharam Sansad and the Dharam Sankat and anything, but it's not down to that. Double engine coursing ahead. True, false.
Rahul, there have been a lot of sexy statistical data quoted on your show, but it is very paradoxical that at a time of COVID, the most stunning missing number has not been mentioned by anybody, especially those who are cheerleaders of the BJP. In a Niti Aayog survey, which was just announced a few weeks ago, on healthcare, Uttar Pradesh ranked worst. And I think that to me is a manifestation of the pathetic governance under Yogi Adityanath. But your question is valid. I'm not even getting into Congress because the Congress and BSP clearly are not seen as front runners. So in my opinion, unlike some other people who believe that the BJP will gain, if this contest becomes more bipolar, the BJP will hope that that will result in a greater polarization because they will paint Akhilesh Yadav's party as being pro-Muslim and they will hope to benefit from it. On the other hand, on the flip side, Akhilesh Yadav may benefit because disgruntled voters with the BJP who are in the BSP as well as the Congress could probably go with the Samajwadi Party. It's anybody's
that
guess.
didn't happen in 2019. That was a calculation. That's why he patched up and tied up with Mayawati. It didn't happen, so why should it happen now?
Well, Rahul, please understand 2019 because I remember being on your show. You see, the Pulwama bump, as all the psephologists call it, was a significant outlier. Let's not deny that. I mean, issues like jobs, etc. If you look at Yogi Adityanath's performance on jobs alone, employment is 34.4%.
No, but Rahul Gandhi did not think Pulwama was the... No, hang on. He did not think... He said corruption was... And you see, Chaukidar is a chore. In every interview he gave, he stressed on this, Abani, Andani, Adani, whatever it is. He went on and on and on. Obviously, he was talking about, he was talking about joblessness. He was talking about, it didn't strike a chord. Why? If it was such a big issue as it is today, it's only got worse, some people would say, people like you.
Well, Rahul, let me put it across to you in brass tacks. The BJP's formidable, I'll call it the toxic combination actually, of Hindutva cocktail with hyper-nationalism works magically with the Vox Populi. Everybody knows that. And this is Mr. Modi's game plan. He doesn't care about jobs, economy, COVID. Every time comes
quick responses coming in.
Back to the same
toxic cocktail. Sabko toxic cocktail bula ke pilaya hai. That is why it has happened. Dr. Ranganathan, quick response. Ichkaran Bhandari and then GVL Narasimha Rao. Yes, in that order. Yes, doctor.
No, very quickly, it's perplexing why this so-called toxic cocktail doesn't work in Bengal or in Punjab or in any of the states where BJP gets thrashed. Why does it work in states where BJP is slated to win? Number two, the problem with data, Rahul, is that you have to have some semblance of intelligence to interpret it as well. Now, UP and Bihar have been laggards for decades on end. The question is not that they come routinely last. The question is, what is the sense of improvement in the last 7 years? And if you fine-comb through the Niti Aayog data, even they are laudatory that UP has made the maximum climbs in the last 5 years in health, in development, in all the other specific UN-related indicators.
Okay, so there's improvement
No comments.
from abjectness up a couple of levels.
Rahul,
People
in
are
absolute
seeing
terms,
winds of
every
change.
state
Okay,
has grown.
one second,
We're
Ishkaran
talking
Bhandari.
about relative composition.
No, listen. 70 years, now the Prime Minister will turn back and respond to you and say 70 years can't be obliterated in 7. Now, you know, that may be
Rahul,
rhetorical
can
or
we
not.
forget, Rahul, can any one of us on the show and your viewers ever forget the dead bodies floating down the Ganges?
Okay, one second.
Rahul, just one data to Sanjay. Rahul, 10
Rahul,
seconds.
just one point.
You know,
I want to
Kerala, the IMR, the infant mortality rate of Kerala is 6, better than 20 European countries. Of UP is 50. But 5 years ago, the IMR of UP was 65. That is what I'm trying to tell. That you do not look at the concrete data of UP, which has been laggard for 70 years. You look at the improvement.
Well,
Sanjay.
I can only tell you, when we asked 25,000 respondents, not a small sample, viewers.
Rahul.
This is what we are seeing. Yes, GVL Narasimha, quickly before I bring in the numbers for central UP. We are running out of time. Yes, GVL Narasimha, quick. Yes, sir.
No, Rahul, the problem for the Congress party, which only lived on slogans and for their cheerleaders, development is toxicity. Today, the real combination that is really powering the BJP back to power in Uttar Pradesh for sure, with a big mandate, is a combination of development and certainly our nationalist agenda. Unlike the Congress party, which betrayed the nation, the BJP stands with the forces, BJP stands with the nation, BJP delivers development, BJP gives governance without any discrimination. I think our credentials are immaculate.
Ishkaran
And on
Bhandari.
COVID, let me tell you, I dare any
and Mr.
political
Jha
party.
comes in.
No, one sentence,
Shekhar
Rahul,
Jha.
just one sentence.
Yes.
One sentence.
Mayur
I
Shekhar Jha.
dare any political party. I dare any political party to make COVID management your singular agenda in the election.
Okay, make COVID management.
We will win a much bigger mandate than what we are winning now.
Okay, let me tell you. Let's see what the voters had to say about COVID management. Let's see what they had to say about COVID management. Can we pull out the COVID management numbers?
500,000 Indians.
We asked that question.
To claim
Has the COVID second wave adversely impacted the government's image? Can we pull it out? COVID management, make that the agenda, you might do well, because yes, say 74%. Yes, say 74%. So is it the Tina factor that is driving the voters back to the BJP? If the COVID management was so poor, why is the BJP still winning? That's a question you have to start asking, viewers. And therefore, the opposition needs to seriously put its hands up and say, we are failing the people of Uttar Pradesh. Yeah. Maybe you should be focusing on COVID and not on ether bottles and God alone knows what else. Let's have a look at the numbers from Central UP, if I'm not mistaken. Are we putting out Central UP? Okay, Central UP, let's put them out. We are getting closer to the absolute number. Let's go. There we are. 2022, 12. Yes, viewers. That's how it's adding up. Out of the 35 seats in Central UP, 20 to 22 are going to the BJP. The Samajwadi Plus is getting 12, 13. We are talking about Oradia, Banda, Barabanki, Chitrakoot, Etawah, Farrukhabad, Fatehpur. Dominant Muslim population, crucial in a lot of seats. Polarization will work here. We are also being told, viewers, that it is in this particular area where maximum thrust is taking place of the positioning of the various issues that allow for polarization to take place. So there you have it. Let's have a look at the vote shares in this particular area. How close is it? How close is it? That's it. 45, 32%. Now look at the top line. The BJP is sitting at 176 to 195. 301 projections made. Out of 403 viewers, it is already nearing the halfway mark. Will it be able to cross the halfway mark? We will let you know at 9 p.m. Purvanchal, the Prime Minister's significant own backyard, has more than 100 seats there. So it has 102 seats to project, viewers. Times now has. We'll be showing you those numbers in just a few moments. The big takeaways are the following. That there is definite anti-incumbency, and no one can argue against that. You've had a polarizing farmers' movement. You have deep-seated resentment. I've shown you the numbers. You've had COVID. People believe that the record of the Yogi government has not been spectacular in managing COVID. Despite that, the BJP looks like it is going to cross the 200 mark right now. Why, viewers? That question needs to be asked. Today, I am afraid of the opposition with some insistence. Why are they not able to pick up the voter sentiment? What is the issue? Where is the weakness? Mayur Shekhar Jha, you have 30 seconds to answer that question. Why is the Congress not gaining but failing?
You know, Rahul, before I come specifically to answer your question, let me bring to you 5 big opinion polls.
It's a wrong opinion poll. Chalo, now that hardly helps the cause.
Done by Times Now.
Okay, fine, sir. Mayur Shekhar Jha, if that's going to be your answer, then you don't want to answer the question. Tell me one opinion poll that is showing the Congress winning Uttar Pradesh, and I will eat my shoes with salt and pepper. Show me which opinion poll is showing the Congress winning.
Listen, Rahul, in Jharkhand, you projected BJP to win 48 seats. In Haryana, you projected BJP to win 71 seats.
No.
In Maharashtra,
no, that's not right. That's not right. That's not right. In Haryana, we said it would be.
I'll show you the.
No. Sorry.
Haryana.
Look, I am not getting into this facile argument with you. You want to accept it, sir. The Congress still wants to live in oblivion. You are most welcome to. You can challenge sir. You can tear it up for all I care. Tear it up. It doesn't matter to me. I don't even know why I bother with the Congress.
All I'm telling you.
You're not even in the race. I'm doing you a favor, sir, by getting you to answer a serious question.
You were wrong in West Bengal.
Okay, sir, we are wrong everywhere. No, sir, we were not wrong in West Bengal. We showed the TMC winning. And in fact, it was people like you who said that Times Now was not doing the election coverage on the day of the West Bengal election because they already knew that BJP is losing. So what's the point? So don't lie. Please don't lie.
That's not the point.
Don't lie, please. Don't lie. Mayur Shekhar Jha, please. Listen, this is what is become of the Congress party. Anyhow, I'll leave it at this, viewers. 9 o'clock, the big number, the big reveal on Uttar Pradesh. Right now, viewers, 301 called, 176, 195, SP 98, 107. It's not close, but it is encouraging for the Samajwadi Party. We leave it at that.